Hello, I'm Jonathan from PTFS Europe, and what's on our mind this week is more on ERM because since CoaCon 22, we're very excited to announce that the ERM module is in Koha 2211 due out this end of this month, November. And I'm also pleased to have Martin with me today, who's going to join me and talk a little bit about what a community effort this has been. So nice to see you, Martin.
Hi everyone, lovely to see people.
Okay, so just to talk about what's changed. So, I mean, immediately since CoaCon 22, you can see something very obvious has changed to my ERM sandbox, and that is it's got the new user interface. And so that's exciting in itself. And I think, Martin, you're talking about it next week at our customer day as well, aren't you, to give it a bit of a preview?
I am indeed. It's been a long time coming and a big community effort to get a new refresh on the staff client.
Yeah, I think it's going to make a big difference, actually. So very excited about that. In terms of what sort of functionally changed, one thing you'll notice is small thing, but actually quite effective, I think, is the new little icons we've got. So the new icon on the menu link here, and also these nice little icons down the left-hand side here as well, which I think actually just sort of lift the whole thing quite a bit. Again, another small subtle thing, but if we have a look at the EBSCO holdings, we've actually just moved these check boxes over to the right-hand side to just make it a little bit more obvious which are selected as part of your holdings and which aren't. And you'll see this in both the packages and in the title list. So we've got them here, and again they're just on the right hand side, and again I just think it just lifts it a little bit to make it a bit more obvious. One thing that we didn't think was actually going to get in time and has done, which is very exciting, is under licenses, two new bits of functionality actually. First of all, the ability to attach users to licenses. So we already had this functionality when I showed it at CoaCon for the agreements, and now we've actually got this ability to attach people to license as well, along with their role. So that's a useful piece of functionality. And in addition to that, and probably the most important piece of functionality for this sort of 2211 version, is the ability to attach a license document. And you can see this license has already got two documents attached, and I can add additional documents, and that uses a very standard upload dialog with also boxes to show you where the paper copy might be, whether there's an online copy, and any notes and so on. So that's a really important bit of functionality that's added. There is we do some validation on file size limit on the upload. That's something we've squeezed in at the very end there. So if you try and upload a file that's bigger than your settings on the server, it'll prevent you from doing that and give you a sensible warning. The final little thing that I didn't really show at CoaCon was under the local titles, the ability to import titles from a list. So you can create a standard Koha list, bring in some records and attach it to that list, and then import those onto a package that you might already have within your local holdings. So I might perhaps want to attach it to this Oxford Clinical Psychology package, and here I've got a list that I've previously created in Koha. So that's a really nice feature as well, I think. So those are the main sort of highlights. A very important thing that we've done that Martin has very kindly been assisting me with is the manual pages, which obviously are important in terms of actually people understanding how this module hangs together. So you'll see in the new 2211 manual that there's sort of full documentation to everything that we've added down to quite a detailed level. So hopefully if you're coming into this new, then you'll be able to make out what's going on from these manual pages. These manual pages, actually, Martin, you converted for me, didn't you, from
I did. You did a sterling job of creating all the content, but we use restructured text in the community for our manual. So I had to convert from Google Docs to restructured text, and then I also had some help from Lucy, our one of our team, to help cross-link everything so it all fits really well into the manual and is available from the various pages.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful for that. It's a massive time saver for me. That was 35 pages of documents that would taken a long time to re-input. But that's really good, really exciting.
And it's hopefully something we can take forward as well. Now that we've proved the process, it's a bit easier to write documentation in Google Docs. If I can streamline that process, hopefully we can get those docs a bit more up to date.
Definitely. I think it sounds like another what's on our mind for the future.
It does.
Yeah. The wiki page, I just reference it at the CoaCon, but just to say there is a very good and detailed wiki page just documenting everything that we've done. So you might want to refer to it if you want some background, or even if you're thinking of getting involved in some future development. I think the one thing that stands out to me about this project, because it is a big project, this electronic resources management, and it's been a project that's been put together really by 3 Koha partners around the world: ourselves, Bywater Solutions, and Biblibre in France. And I don't know what you think, Martin, but I just think it's a great example of Koha communities coming together and making something happen. It's just been extraordinary.
It really is. It really is. It's a fantastic example of how that community spirit and teamwork can really help something move quite quickly. And this isn't just another page. This is a whole new module that Absolutely. Interacts with a lot of areas in Koha. So there's a lot of touch points. Having that shared knowledge and that group of people working together has really helped move it through.
Yeah, it's been terrific. And we've had, obviously Jonathan Druitt has been at the heart of this development, but, we've had Pedro Amorin, who's been working with us more recently, who's helped sort of finish it off. Obviously yourself and Kyle at Bywater have been really helpful just doing the QA process, as we've got been very close to the line, haven't we?
we have. It was fantastic to have Pedro coming on board sort of towards the end and to work on that final feature of getting the licensed document attachments working. It really showed that Jonathan had done a good job of documenting the development process to date. And it meant that Pedro could get up and running quite quickly as a new Koha developer, which is great. And then, as you said, Kyle and myself did sort of a full review, both of the code and of the functionality to some extent. Although from the functionality standpoint, you did a brilliant job yourself of that initial sign off and making sure that the specification was worked to, and that adapting the specification where needed when things didn't make quite enough sense. So it's a brilliant team effort.
Yeah, I think Paul Poulin has to take some credit there as well. He was really helpful early on, giving us just little pointers and comments into the specification. So that's been great as well. And obviously, you've already mentioned it, but yourself, Lucy, working on that manual documentation has been really, really good as well. One of the interesting things about this particular project, it's been a sort of test bed for using Vue.js, and which is interesting in itself, I guess. I don't know whether you want to say a bit about why we did that and why we were doing it.
Yes, yeah, it's been really good to use to use some new technologies. So Vue.js is a front-end JavaScript framework. So Koha's been around a long time now. We've slowly moved with the times, but it's been time it's been in our mind for a while now to switch to a more modern JavaScript framework to make our to bring us up to date, really. And there's been debates in community as to which way to jump, and Vue got the thumbs up. And this project came along just at the right time to be used as a real test bed and refine our processes. So it's been great that we've been learning as a community a new, more modern stack, and it really lays the groundwork for the future. There's lots of really nice, easier ways to write code using this new framework. So we should be able to do a lot more integrated solutions in the future. And by becoming a bit more modern, it also means we might be able to attract some new faces to the development teams. Certainly, it's certainly helped attract some new developers within our company.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's been really positive, I think. And we have to remember that when we actually started talking about ERM, we had a conversation with Bywater and Bibliebra back in. I look back in my notes. It was actually back in February, and work didn't actually start on this until mid-March. So that's 8 months. And we've also got to remember that Jonathan Durath has also become a father in that time and took some time off to do that. So it's remarkable turnaround, I guess, in terms of the speed that open source can actually develop and get stuff into the core product. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Yes, yeah, it certainly has been, and it's not been at the detriment to anything else either. This next release is looking to be huge. ERM being one big part of that, but there's a few other nice surprises in the pipeline as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of what's next, so we've sort of wrapped it up really for 2211, but we've got ideas for other things in ERM post 2211. So we want to look at usage statistics, importing KBART files, terms tools, and actually one of the things that came out of the KoaCon, a suggestion actually from a few people in the community from KoaCon, was sort of the ability to attach licenses to users' sort of seats as well. So yeah, so I think there will be more to come, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some of that in the future. So I don't know. I know us British are often accused of not getting excited about stuff, and we've had thousands of years of disappointment and failure being British. But I don't know about you. I'm very excited about this.
I am too. Very, very excited. Watch this space. I think there's going to be lots more to come as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thanks very much, and we'll catch up with you next time. Thanks, Martin.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, bye.